Unscripted.
You know, a while ago when we were talking about PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and which one would be better and, you know, which one would have better games and better performance and all this kind of stuff, I can remember distinctly telling everybody, well, you know, please don't get your hopes up into thinking that the Xbox Series X is going to be this huge difference when it comes to the PlayStation 5, or that there's going to be this huge gap in power, or that you're going to see these huge gaps in multiplats or anything like that. I begged people to please listen to me. That's not going to be the case, because this is the shortest amount of power gap that we've had between a competing PlayStation and Xbox console ever. So there wasn't going to be this huge gap that everybody thought there would be. And, you know, people really kind of got out of their own heads and got into their own heads and, you know, other people's, and kind of spread that around that, hey, there was going to be this huge gap and there was going to be all these games that would have better frame rates and this and that and the other thing, all on, you know, the Xbox side of things. And they really bought into the Xbox propaganda, and we heard about velocity architecture, and we heard about how it was the best, and, you know, you can't get beat and all this kind of stuff. And so we kept on hearing about all this stuff, and at the end of the day, it really hasn't really come to fruition. And not only has it not come to fruition, we keep seeing how it's quite opposite, you know, like, and I hate to keep beating this drum, but it really is just quite the opposite type of situation where, you know, it's just not a good situation for anybody involved. Like, you know, as far as I can tell, it makes Microsoft look all the worse. Like, this is the company that we're supposed to trust, that's going to deliver, you know, great content, great games, great exclusives. The company that's been promising, you know, everything and, like, pretty much all the time. You know, this is the company we're supposed to believe. They told us that they were delivering a console that was going to be the best place to play every game, multiplats included, and it was a monster that eats monsters and all this kind of nonsense. And so far, we haven't seen that. Now, I'm not ignorant. I understand the whole tools argument, even though I think it is a little bit ridiculous, because a lot of people act like Microsoft is the only one that improves tools, when obviously Sony's going to have improved tools to go along with it. So, you know, we have this type of catch-22 where, you know, it's not just going to be Sony standing still while Microsoft is out there, you know, getting all these tools fixed up and ready to go and everything going, you know, one way over the other. So I do think that that's very, very interesting, to say the least. But for me personally, I find it funny because we keep seeing these face-offs, and I was told, wait till the face-offs. Wait till the face-offs. We're gonna be seeing a lot of big differences between, you know, the Xbox versions and the PlayStation versions and all this kind of stuff. There's gonna be huge differences. Wait till you see the face-offs, etc., etc. And now we're at a situation where we're seeing the face-offs, and yet the face-offs aren't exactly doing much for anybody, right? They're not doing anything for Xbox. In fact, any face-off that's pretty much even is a win for Sony, and most of them aren't even. Most of them are in favor of Sony, and we've also been seeing time and time again how that's not going to change. We have another instance of that just popped up, and we're going to talk about it. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it makes, you know, it just means a lot to me personally. If you're looking for a way to help out my little crummy channel, the best way to do that, you know what? Simply just like it. So that realistically is all it takes. So you can like the video. It takes a lot of time for me to actually go out there and, you know, and do these videos and stuff like that. So it's always much appreciated when you guys can actually come out there and sort of support me. Shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. You are amazing and much appreciated as well. So thank you so much. You humble me every single day, and I really do appreciate the support and all that kind of stuff. You guys are amazing. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And I really do hope everybody stays safe, happy, and healthy, and all that kind of good stuff. It really does help out, and it just means a lot to me personally. So thank you so much. With that being said, let's get into this, shall we? So again, we're at a situation where, you know, we're talking about, you know, a specific situation where, you know, I just really feel like, you know, we keep seeing the Xbox Series X struggle in comparisons with the PlayStation 5, and this was not supposed to be the the situation at all. This was not supposed to be the situation that we were supposed to be under. This was supposed to be something that wasn't going to happen, that wasn't going to actually take place, that, you know, wasn't going to be you know, evident to see. You know, this was like some kind of thing that was rarely going to happen because there was such a demonstrable difference and blah blah blah. Digital Foundry has been pretty evident and actually been having, you know, something going on. You know, again, this is something that I feel like should be addressed, and not just with excuses. I just feel like, you know, that's something that you know, a lot of fanboys will make, and it's just like, you know, at some point, when do you get tired of hearing people say wait, or can you do this, or can you do that? You know, I could even understand if Microsoft were delivering on literally anything that they promised, but the fact that they keep on making all these promises and things like that just makes this all the worse and kind of funny in that way, because, you know, we're just kind of stuck here twiddling our thumbs waiting for this quote-unquote greatness to happen, and so far it doesn't look like it's happening, and it doesn't look like it's you know, it's gonna happen anytime soon either. So yeah, very disappointing to say the least. And, you know, with that being said, I kind of wanted to talk about this and just, you know, kind of and kind of give my 2 cents as well, since, you know, obviously we're at this stage where Digital Foundry and some of these other places are able to go out there and sort of talk about what's going on between the two versions. So this should be a fun video. So the latest one is Borderlands 3, which is an older game, but it did get an update for the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. Now it's known that it has better quality shadows, load times, even though Xbox Series X has slightly better performance in 120 Hz mode. This is only due to the VRR support, though, which is coming to PlayStation 5 via a firmware update very shortly. So according to this, Borderlands 3 seems to run well on the PlayStation 5, according to new analysis from Digital Foundry. They took a look at the latest entry in the series by Gearbox running on new consoles, confirming that the performance is pretty solid, but there are a few differences though. The PlayStation 5 version has higher quality shadows, more dense foliage, and slightly better load times, while the Xbox Series X has a slight performance advantage in 120 Hz mode. Everything there is to know about Borderlands 3 new PS5 and Xbox Series X support. Hitting 4K and 60 frames per second is the priority for Gearbox's efforts here, though the premium consoles also hit an ambitious 120 Hz mode. How do they all hold up in performance stakes, and can Series S match up with the 1440p visuals? Well, Borderlands 3 is far from being a perfect game, but it's still an enjoyable title thanks to its addictive mechanics and action, as highlighted by this review. Borderlands 3 obviously isn't perfect, and it does have some issues and stuff like that according to them, but, you know, it's still a quality game that's going to last you 25 to you know, 30 hours just to play through it. So like I said, Digital Foundry pretty much kind of confirms that PlayStation 5 wins 3 out of the 4 categories, with the fourth category just being 120 Hz mode, which is basically thanks strictly to the VRR that the PlayStation 5 does not support just yet, but will support easily enough through an update at a unspecified time, and I think that's really going to be something to look forward to as well. But again, we keep seeing these type of things happen where the PlayStation 5 version just utterly is outperforming everything else. So, you know, I do think that we're going to keep seeing this happen for a while, and I think that it's the end of PlayStation or the end of Xbox or anything like that. Not in the least. I don't think it's anything like that. I think that basically what we're kind of seeing is that PlayStation just is much better in terms of how they were able to get those tools out and get the dev kits out and stuff like that. And not only that, but I just think that the design of this console, the PlayStation 5, is just so much you know, so superior in terms of what they were able to do, and I really think that that's pretty awesome. You know, just in terms of not power, but just going for like all the different types of things that you need, like the well-roundedness of it. And I do think that that's really cool that they're able to do that and to sort of fix that where it's needed, you know, where Microsoft just went for like this bulk strength type of thing, and I'm not really sure if that's going to work out as well as as they initially had you know, had thought, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see how that kind of pays out. and how it plays out. And again, this is all something that I would suspect we're going to see more of in the future as well. It's not really a knock on Xbox. I mean, what can they do? You know, they literally did what they could do, and that's about it. I mean, you can't really kind of force these developers to do better with what they have, because, you know, obviously that's not something that they are capable of, or maybe the Xbox Series X isn't all that. So, you know, we'll have to see how that works out. You know, I do think that hopefully we'll see something change in the future, but man, this is a bad look for Xbox as it stands. But I would love your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. If you guys wouldn't mind, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Take care of each other. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. The Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.